Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy SoDebNair. I am back with another video. What is going on with everybody in the chat? I see Aquarius MC. Hey, SoDebNair, I'm ready for the live. What's going on? Protect My Energy AAC says, you think it's because she returned to acting? You think it's because of her role in Harlem? Hey, how does this make me look? Situation. I've got questions. Listen, we're going to get into that. Talking about it's no one's fault. Oh, it's somebody's fault. Both or one of them. Divorce doesn't just happen. Okay, we're going to get into that. Okay, 3 minutes away. Let me pour a drink and just listen. All right. My man is so dead. What's going on? What's going on, Dulcinea? Hey, Deb. I know it's been a minute for me. So glad to be here. I missed you so much. It's so good to see you. BJ Dads, what is going on? So before we get into any of the business, before we get into the show, let's take care of the business. If you are new here, welcome to the tribe. If you want to join the tribe, please stay by my side. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notifications. Make sure you turn on all so you get notified every time I go live. Share the video, like the video, comment below, or if you are here with me live, comment in the chat. What's going on, Miss Bernice? Hey, friend. We're going to go ahead and play the intro, and then I'm going to come back with my guest. All right. See you guys in 30 seconds.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every day they wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
Hey.
Hi.
What's going on? Dulcinea, on your way in, please hit that like button. Yes, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on all. Yes, thank you. So we are here today, guys, to talk about Meagan Good and what's his name? Devon? Something?
Yeah,
Devon.
Franklin.
I don't know, I keep calling him Devon Crump for some reason. I don't know.
Well, that's sized.
Yes. And so breaking news, he filed for a divorce.
Yeah.
One, before we get into all that, how you been this week?
Well, this week just started. So, and obviously I'm on here like I would be at home sipping my wine. Okay. But, the week just started. So we still have plenty of days left and Christmas coming.
Yes. I've been under the weather. I had the flu. My voice is still a little bit raspy, but I'm dealing with it. I thought I had COVID, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was very afraid of it. But thank God it was just the flu. But I'm feeling like 95% better. My throat is just hurting a little bit right now. But other than that, I'm great.
That's awesome.
But we grew up in the Meagan Good times, right?
Definitely.
So, we are big fans of Meagan Good.
For
I
sure.
think me and Meagan Good like the same age.
She just turned 40 this year, August 8th.
Oh, yes, so she's 2 years older than me.
Yes. And she's a Leo.
Yeah. And Virgos and Leos get along.
They're right next to each other. I would expect nothing but the best.
Miss Wilson said, haven't seen you in a while, friends. Stay encouraged and continue being the best version of yourself. Good night. Be safe. You as well. Thank you so much. Hey, Miss Bernice. They were one of my favorite couples. Sorry to hear they couldn't work it out. Yes. So glad that you're on the mend. Yes, I'm here. Thank God it was just the flu. You're feeling good. Yes, thank you so much. Leo, like me, August 10th.
Hey. Leo's in the house.
But so before we get into the details of this, how do you feel about the situation?
Honestly, their relationship has kind of always been weird to me anyway. I think they have an amazing love if they did, but based off of the statement that they both agreed is that after much prayer and consideration, they both had decided to go into their future separately, but forever connected.
Sounds cute. Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. She's been pretty quiet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm expecting her to be out. I mean, she is out, but she's not out. She's a pastor's wife. She has to act accordingly.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: when they got together, like when you realized they were together,
Mhm.
did you feel like this was a good fit?
Not at first, but
Mhm.
because, it's been almost 10 years at this point, you like, hey, it must work, right? Not
Yeah.
anymore. Well, they actually waited to have sex until after they got married, and they wrote a
Yeah,
book called The
remember
Wait.
that.
That.
Do you know how long they were dating before they got married?
Yeah, so they originally met on the set of Jumping the Broom back in
Okay.
2011.
Mhm.
They shortly, they dated shortly and got engaged, and they got married in June of 2012. So it was less than a year.
Less than a year. Okay. So they got married fast.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his? Do you know what his sign is? Let's see what his sign is.
Oh, I did not check that.
Let me look.
Megan Good's my girl, and I love her. She's an amazing actress, and I really do embody like so many features of her, and I think she's amazing. I think she's my twin. I know I'm not, but it's my fantasy.
You don't. Can you take a guess what his sign is?
Virgo.
No.
Okay, I was about to say you just said you guys got along. Aries.
Yes.
It makes sense because let me tell you something. My ex was a Leo.
Hey,
Woo!
Miss Drea. Um, yo, makes even more sense to me now.
When's his actual birthday?
Hold on. This says his birthday
Matt,
is April
March.
the 13th.
That's my birthday. Well, hello, birthday twin, Devon, Franklin. I definitely, if I was a guy, I would have never left Megan Good, but
You know, we're going to get into the dynamics of this. April 13th. Yeah, okay, yeah. Powerful, what's going on? Hey, guy, hope all is well. Um, he's the emotional one.
I know we always got room for hope.
So I didn't realize that there was speculation that they had already like been on the way to like a breakup, or people were speculating they had already broken up. Did
Mhm.
you know that?
Actually, no, I didn't know that they were on their way to break up. But
Hmm.
after Aries are the best. Thank you, God's butterfly.
Allegedly.
We are the first house, so we've
I
got.
think I think women Virgos are the best.
Oh, I have a couple of women Virgo friends. They're pretty great.
Yeah.
So, what was the question you asked? I got all caught up in the Aries.
I was saying, wait, what did I just ask you? I forgot what I asked you. What did I just ask you?
Oh, her recently, them talking already about breaking up already.
Oh yeah, I said, you said you said you didn't realize that
I
they
didn't
had
really
that
know. I
recently
didn't
been
really
together.
realize that they were going their
Yeah.
separate ways. But with the height of Harlem and everything, I think it kind of makes sense.
Well, I guess they were saying something. Oh, yeah, I didn't get off the thing. I think this is where you're getting your Zodiac facts from. Okay, here we go. No, I just saw some of the stuff, maybe some I was looking at for your pictures. But they were saying that he wasn't saying like my wife in a lot of his posts. He was saying
Mm.
my love, and so people were like, "Why is he not saying my wife?"
Mhm.
And then when they did the premiere for Harlem, he wasn't there.
Mm. I did notice that when I was watching that on YouTube that he wasn't there, but he's also a pastor. He might have been trying to attend to his flock.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could be a little shady.
So I think that when I seen this relationship, it reminded me of my relationship because Megan Good was like she was entertainment. you know, her job wasn't really like pastor wife-ish. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I agree with you.
And when you date a pastor, you kind of either have to kind of compartmentalize, is that the right
That's
word?
hmm
Yourself, like what you're doing to support this pastor. Especially with men pastor, like you really have to do that. Especially, you know, I've been through that. So I remember when I think she was on the BET Awards, and they were talking about her dress,
Yes.
and I was like, this is red flag number one, because we all know Meagan Good. Why would
Yes.
they expect her to be anything else
It
besides Meagan
was.
Good?
And
Yeah,
he knew Megan good when he asked her to marry him.
exactly. And I could just hear what he was saying to her while they were like courting, like, oh, you know, I want a regular girl, you know, you don't have to be in a church, you could just be yourself, you can still do what you got to do. And then as
Right.
time goes on, it's like, well, you know, you might have to do this because this might not look good for the church. And,
Right.
you know, because at the time, I don't think he had a church.
No, see, when they met, he was producing that show. I mean the movie, pardon me. He was one of the top execs. So he helped produce the film as a Sony Pictures Entertainment executive. So he was like in the entertainment with her.
Yeah. You just said the name of the movie too, and I forgot what it was.
Oh, Jumping the Broom.
Yeah, that's what the movie was.
Yes, that they had met on with
Yeah.
Angela Bassett and Paula Patton.
Yeah. So for me, like when I seen this, I was just like, man, you know, I hope that she doesn't lose it. And honestly, we kind of saw that because she really didn't do a lot of acting after they started dating.
It's true. I really kind of feel for her for that because she had to really get into that mode of being a pastor's wife
Hmm.
while still trying to get gigs and find the right roles. I was listening to her interview with Blog TV and how when she picks her roles, she prays over them. I think he
Hmm.
has a lot to do with that, but I also feel like she also had that faith base to begin with.
Right.
But she doesn't get roles unless she identifies them, or you know what I mean. Like I think a lot more had to go into the thought process of
Hmm.
taking on those roles because of her husband.
Hmm. Miss Bernice said he's not Pastor Holy Whore. Megan grew up in the church, and I think they just grew out, just outgrew each other.
Interesting.
I don't think that he was cheating on her. I don't think
I
that.
don't think so either.
I think that their lives were conflicting because her as an actress, you know, she can't dictate her acting roles.
Right, right.
And you know, I think for him as a pastor, he's like, well, I don't know, really know if you should take this role. You know, I went through that with radio stuff, which is why it was so easy for me to leave Fresh Face, honestly,
I understand.
because it was just like I'm walking into this different situation, and I don't really know what I can talk about. You know what I mean? So I understood the situation too, like a lot, because I was just like, this makes sense. So when they were making fun of her, talking about her dress, I was like, man, I hate this for her. Dustin says she was more than likely to Leo for his image.
Yes,
Just a
too
guess.
for him probably.
Yeah.
Leos are very they're ready for competition. They're ready for getting out there and reaching those high heights. They set high goals for themselves, and I feel as though maybe she, and in addition to, she may have lost herself by not setting those goals as high because she had an image with her husband to uphold.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe there was some conflict with her in her career that caused a big rift in their relationship. Because I mean, think about it. He got a lot of flack about what she wore.
Right.
Um, he did mention that he loves and accepts her as she is,
Hmm.
but however, behind closed doors. With that,
Now, can I ask you something? Does that sound like an insult to you?
mm, as far as like him saying that he accepts her for what she wears.
You're like, what does that mean? I accept you for who you are. You said because I have a job that I have to work, or like, what does that mean?
To me, I feel like it was his statement of letting them know, like, I knew what I was getting into when I got with her.
Okay.
However, uh, maybe he did not understand it fully because he was on the back end of entertainment and she's on the front end of entertainment.
Mhm.
She did help him sell a few books, being married to her, I feel. Not
Mhm.
that it takes away from anything that he's accomplished, but I think on a mass scale, she was the one that actually put him out into the limelight a little bit more. And maybe it was just a little too much for him to handle because sometimes Aries can kind of overwhelm themselves.
And that's very true. Learning that he's an Aries makes a whole lot of sense for me. Um, because I think that one Aries, especially Aries and a Leo, that's a hard mesh.
Well, technically, Aries and Leos are known to be pretty good together. They're one of the high end relationships, along with Sagittarius and Libras. But I do believe that where she grew up, she started acting when she was around 4. You know, she hit her first major critically renowned movie in the 1995 Friday as one of the little girls from, the little girls who was at the what's the name of that truck? The ice cream truck. When Big Worm, excuse me, Big Worm was like, "Come here, Smokey," and he had to move all the kids out the way.
Oh
And he
yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so she was one of the little kids there. And so she's been in this game for a long time. She grew up in this era. So,
Mhm.
for her, I feel like it's only to continue mastering that skill set of being an actress. And I feel like she had to take a back seat to being a pastor wife by selecting certain roles that may not have been conducive as a pastor's wife.
Okay, so he wrote this caption. He said, "Y'all not ready for this?" Alongside the video caption underneath the promotion for Harlem. He said, "I'm so proud of my love and my wife, Meagan Good. She's one of the most talented actors on the planet, and in capital letters, she's funnier than you may know. But I'm so glad you'll finally get a chance to see her do it all as Camille Parks in the new Amazon show."
Harlem.
Did you hear any shade in that?
I didn't feel like that was shade, but I would have never even looked at love being considered shade and not my wife. But I can understand with that big of a platform, you want to make a staple by saying my wife. But they've been together almost 10 years. Come on now. It's just a tweet or, a post.
The internet is reading into this,
Okay. And what are they saying?
and I'm reading into it too.
What are you reading into? Read between the lines for me, SoDebNair.
So when he says, "I'm so proud of my love," one, if you're not saying my wife, obviously there's something missing here, because every other post that he's made before they had this split, he's been saying my wife. Um, she's one of the most talented actors on the planet, and she's funnier than you may know. But I'm so glad you will finally get a chance to see her do it all as Camille.
So you took the finally as like she ain't been doing nothing?
Like finally you'll get to see her as who she is. That's how I took it. A lot of people on the internet have been taking it that way. I'm gonna try to pull up some of the comments in a minute if I can find them again. But the internet have been reading into what he said, and I feel like so this was one of the things. Also, they've been talking about having children,
Okay. Okay.
and Meagan Good has said on the real like she wants to wait. She raised, I think she had like a pet monkey or something like that. No, she really did. And she said she raised monkeys. I think she said she had some other type of like exotic pet too.
Mhm.
Um, and she wanted to have children on her own timing,
Got it.
but he wanted children. Do you think that that could be like a situation that could have happened within what happened within the situation where
It's,
maybe she wasn't ready for children?
um, there's a lot of factors into her not being where she wants to be career wise. And
Mhm,
then all of a sudden going into a pregnancy and then happen to be a full-time mom. I'm sure she
mhm,
has a lot of friends that are juggling this as full-time mom and actors and actresses in this realm. So I feel like she probably is really putting her mind to this. Like there's a certain goal that I want to set. There's
right.
a certain achievement that I want to accomplish. And right now having kids will stop me from that. So I think that 10 years is a long time not to have a child and be married to someone, but you don't know what's going on in their relationship. You know what I mean? The traveling,
Right.
the constant back and forth and distance. So you never know. I don't think
Well,
it was. I don't think it was intentional for her to say like I'm shading you for not wanting to have your kid.
well, I just want to say, running that mouth, I don't think they secretly gay
I don't
now.
either, but it
Do
was
you,
interesting.
Pink Diamond said, do you think he wanted to trap her? I don't. I think her having a kid would prolong her acting career because we didn't get to really see a lot of her acting when they got together.
Right.
I think what she's probably like with the best with the Think Like I'm In.
And then she had there's another show. I apologize.
Oh, the game.
I mean, yeah, it was the game, but it was this other movie. This other movie, which is called. Hmm, she was in.
Very
I think
true.
Like a Man was dope, but that was like 2012, 2013. So that was alone just a minimum of 8 years ago. Um,
Hey, Miss Keisha.
what is the name of it?
Jamal Jones said everyone doesn't want kids, but that's discussed in the beginning. I don't think that she doesn't want kids, but I don't think that she has to have kids in his timing.
Yeah, and then you think about it. How old is he
Oh, I can look it up. I don't know.
on his birthday? What is his age? And then she's 40. So she might also be considering, like, if I haven't gotten to this point yet, maybe right now it's just not the time. You know, I think it's really sad for him because he is a man who's ready to like move forward in his marriage, is
Right.
having a family,
He's
and
43.
he's 43, so he's older. He's a little bit older than her. So he'll be 44 coming up this year. So he's probably feeling like I'm about to be close to my 50s in the next 10 years. Within the next 10 years, it's time for me to have a child, and she's just not ready. And there's nothing wrong with it.
But I mean, I think that it's something that both parents should be ready for, though,
Yeah, but everybody.
especially with people that are in entertainment. I think that it's something that they both should be prepared for because one, I think that Megan's been working since she's been a child,
Yeah.
and she took a step back in this marriage from her acting career to get acclimated to her new role as a first lady.
Mm.
So I think that she definitely should have been able to have her say so when she was going to be ready for that.
Yeah, I do agree with you. She hasn't not been active. She's made like certain role appearances. Anchorman, that was the name of it. She was in a feature film called Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues.
Okay.
So that was obviously in 2013, but 2014, she was in the Think Like a Man 2. She was in Charlie Trevor and a girl, Savannah. Deuces in 2017, A Boy, a Girl, and a Dream in 2018, Shazam in 2019, The Intruder in 2019 as well. If not now, when in 2019. Last year in 2020, she was in Monster Hunter. 2021, Death Saved My Life. And she does have a future film coming up with Shazam again. So I feel like she's been slowly the in the program of trying to catch roles, but she's not getting those major hits because I feel like her responsibilities and her that's right, Shazam in 2019 from Delcina, right? Is that her name? Delcina?
Delcia.
Delcinia. That's beautiful. I have an interesting name too, Delcinia, but yes, you're right. Um, so yeah, I think that she's really just taking her time to try to get herself into a major movie deal, and really get that residual income she's probably looking for. I think Leos really look for that stability financially.
I'm pretty sure she turned down more roles than she took. Yeah, and I think those were all like a lot of those were small roles. Like Harlem was she was the main character.
Well, there was a couple of roles that she couldn't really communicate about that she had shot down. That was with some major, major actors.
Right.
It was because she's very funny about the way that she's presenting herself. Like I was saying earlier, like she really looks for roles that either they're doing something bad, like either getting played but take the high road on the in the end, or maybe she's there's a nude scene, but what is the nude scene about? She's turned down roles for, all of a sudden they change at the last minute while they're in contract about what the nude scene requires. She's like, it doesn't require all that for you to get the point of the scene. And so
Mhm.
she wants to, like, they say, well, if you don't want to do it, then that's the end of the contract. We're not going to move forward with you. And she accepted that. Like, I don't want to predict it. I don't want to be something that I don't feel confident with or solid with at the end of my day when I leave this, set.
But do you feel like she did that because of her marriage, or because she didn't want to do it?
I do feel like it's a lot more heightened now that she was married to a pastor because there is a lot more that comes with it.
Hmm. But should her job contradict that though?
And I think that's why she stayed as an actress. I mean, she could have easily
Yeah.
just hung up her actress shoes and decided to just be a full time mom, be a full time wife, and support her husband. But she's a trailblazer, so she's not ready to settle down.
I mean, she's always been like that girl in everything that she's been in. You know what I mean? So for her to take like roles that she normally didn't take, kind of takes her character down a little bit. And not that she can't play these other roles, but what people want to see Megan good in, like it just those roles weren't hitting for her, honestly. Because a lot of things that you listed, like I haven't seen any of that stuff. I didn't know she was in it.
I think a lot of the roles that she wanted to take, she couldn't because it was the risk of the
Her,
impact
yeah,
and the blowback on her husband.
yeah,
And she couldn't really grow in her craft fully to
right.
take those risks throughout these past 10 years because she's too concerned about how that affects her husband and his image. Because it's okay for her, but he's the one that has to answer to his flock about
Mhm.
his wife showing up, in movies that may not be, you know, as
I don't
favorable.
think he understood that until she wore that dress to that BET Awards, and then it was like, you got to cut it down. Like we can't, we can't. And I feel like that may have been a major part of confrontation. And then, slowly you see her taking like smaller roles and different things. And she's just not that type of girl who has those type of roles. And I think that dating a actress or dating a pastor, both people have to be confident, period. Because a pastor is used to, everybody caters to the pastor. An actor or actress was used to everybody catering to that person. But when there's two people that are powerhouses, you got to like learn how to compromise that and figure out what that looks like for you guys. Because at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy at home is what makes you happy at home. Because the congregation, they don't go to bed with you at night. They don't help you they don't pay your bills at home. They don't make sure you eat food at night. Well, I mean, what the pastors people probably do, but you know, those things are different because they don't that love that you have for your partner. Those people can't do that, and I can see this relationship in my head and how this went.
I mean, I can understand your viewpoint. I do think, like Pink Dynamite stated, that her career is going to take off on a whole different point now because first of all, we have all these opportunities now with
Yeah.
everything being online, and some of these underdog films that may have not gotten big budgets have opportunities to be on these Netflix and Hulu's and all of these different great apps. So she has more opportunities to explore her creativity as an actress. I
Mhm.
think based off of their statement, it was stating that they're still going to be connected and maybe, their love will just blossom later on, maybe.
Now this is a pastor, and I'm gonna tell you something. This screams
An
like
Aries pastor
publicity,
at that.
huh?
An Aries pastor at
Yes,
that.
this screams publicity. Like we cannot have a bad thing going on here. Like you need to be good, I need to be good. Let's just make it look good. Behind closed doors, we have no idea what's going on. I don't even want to speculate. I hope that this statement is real. I personally just don't see it that way.
Oh, it's definitely real. People's Magazine was the first to break it about 4 hours ago,
Yeah,
and
because no, I'm saying them being like this being peaceful because
oh,
I,
I see.
I think this was what they gave to the people. I think that what's going on behind closed doors. I think they're both probably upset about the fact that they're breaking up because honestly, I think that they really love each other. I do think that.
He's upset because think about it. She about to go on and skyrocket after Harlem. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She probably not going to be in contract next year for Harlem.
Look, uh,
So
V
now they got
said,
to come up with the money.
V said, I think Megan will regret letting Devon go. A lot of
Starlets.
starlets and Hollywood stars struggle finding a good man,
Yeah.
and she married a conservative Christian man. What do you think?
Maybe he was too conservative. Maybe he wasn't kinky enough.
Are they equally yoked? We just talked about this because they exist in different communities.
I definitely think they challenged the boundaries there.
Yeah. I think that they aren't. He isn't a pastor like that. I agree with that. But is he under T.D. Jakes?
That information I'm not really sure about. I just know how much publicity over the past years that they've been getting with him leading, people speaking. He goes
He's
around,
under some big name pastor. I do know that.
yeah, he goes around, he speaks to people across the country.
Yeah.
Um, that's how he makes his income, addition to other things. But
Devin isn't a pastor. He's a minister.
that's not from minister, pastor, it's all the same.
There's a difference. Megan chose to make Christianity a central part of her public brand. I think that was the conversation that they had together. Believe me, this story, this could what you see and what happens behind closed doors is two different things. I can tell you that.
Oh,
It's
I
like
know.
being married to a pastor. It's not.
Yeah, what he said was dope because, truth be told,
It's,
as a previous pastor daughter, well, not previous, my father's still a pastor. It's difficult just being a pastor's child.
oh,
So
absolutely.
having to be careful of what I say and how I sit and how
Yeah.
I move out or how I leave or when I leave. All that stuff is being scrutinized by, he said no, he's not under TV
He's
Jakes.
under some big name pastor though.
Seminary.
Let me look it up and see if I can find it.
Okay. Um, but yeah, as a previous, I keep saying previous because I've been drinking now, and this is my second glass. Um, as a pastor's kid, I understand, wanting to be authentically me, and my father telling me to roll it back.
Keep going. I'm gonna look it up.
Hmm. Also, I wanted to. Do you remember her and cousin Skeeter?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. She actually had some really cool roles before she started hitting the major films such as Three Strikes and House Party 4.
Well,
I
you know she
really
was at Eve's Bayou before that.
Yeah, she was. She was in 1997. She was in Eve's Bayou. That's when she actually got her critically acclaimed award. She won 2 awards, one of them being the NAACP award. So that's dope. Being 15, 16 years old as a actress, you know. She said she did it for a few years since the age of 4 up to 13, as a hobby. It wasn't even anything that she was too serious about until she turned 13 and she got on that the Friday, 1995 Friday. Oh, a little fun fact. Did you know? Because everybody's like, what is she? What is she? What is she? You know what I mean? She's beautiful, brown skin woman. Well, based off of what she stated, is that her mother's mother is Jewish and black, and that her mother's father is mixed with Cherokee. Her father's mother is Puerto Rican and black, and her father's father is from Barbados. So, what? That's incredible blend right there. She has a lot of great looks from different cultures.
Yeah.
And she grew up in Santa Clara, so she was born and raised out there.
I can't find it, but I know he's underneath someone because they talked about it.
V said, I agree with Jamin, but if you sign up for a certain role when you can't then you can't complain when you have to live up to it. I would never sign up for ministry because I know I'm trifling. Oh my God. I used to have that conversation with my dad every day when we would leave. When we would leave the church, I'd be like, Dad, I don't know, Dad. Like, I'm not into like having to be talking to everybody, and you look just like him. And are you gonna be a pastor? Like, no.
Or maybe they were saying that him and Kirk Franklin were brothers. Wait, they said something I want to comment on. But the thing is they don't tell you what you're signing up for at the beginning. That's the thing.
I mean, no, listen, they dated less than a year before they got married. It already lets you know you've been dating the representative the whole time.
A year.
Aries?
A year? I know Aries will finesse the hell out of you.
You're right. Aries will. They will make it seem.
But see, but that's the problem, though. That's the problem.
I'm loving it, Pink Diamond. You out there working.
Miss Drea says, so basically she's black, period.
Yes, Miss Drea. I think she was willing to live up to that, but it just got to a point where it was her career, her money, and it was him and family, Yeah. And that's a lot in 2021, 2022. Like, we're not living in 1960s where we have to take the back seat anymore.
I think he was, I agree with Pink Diamond, he was in love with the actor. I think he was excited that he pulled Meagan Good. Like, shoot, I'm going to be a homosexual. I think that was a lot of it, communication, and that's a part of knowing each other, though. Nika Mof said. Yeah. But yeah, I just think that, dating in ministry is very hard. I think being a PK and actually dating someone who was in ministry, I totally agree with that. Like, I don't know if I could do it. I'm glad that they haven't had any outbursts or no cheating scandals or nothing like that. Like, they really have just kept it. Yeah.
That's why I was surprised. And you already know, when I saw your face on this story.
Yes.
I'm sipping my wine, guys.
Yo, I was like, what are we going to talk about, Monalisa? So I go onto the blogs, and I was like, oh. She was like, what, Meagan Good?
You're like, how'd you know? I just found out. Like, yeah, that 2 hours ago. I saw that. It's my Saturday news, but now it's Tuesday news.
Miss Drea said, nobody should be signing up for ministry. Ministry is not something you just sign up for. God has to spiritually call you. People who sign up are normally just looking for a good job. But a lot of these, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of these pastors don't look for women in the church. They want women that don't really want to, they want women who are like women, and they try to, like they say women try to build men. Pastors try to build their women like that.
Their wives.
Yeah, their wives. They try to build their first lady. Like, they try to mold them.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys seen Greenleaf.
Oh, I haven't watched that, but I've heard about it. Yeah.
You need to catch up. Wait, you got to go back to that last message.
But her role as the pastor's wife expired.
That's right, God's beautiful. God's butterfly. You happy on that one?
The that doesn't through him. I can write a book. Sorry to offend you, but Ellen G. White was a false prophet. Meagan Good is not my material. Why would you say that? I don't believe that.
Say that. She held it. I know she was cheating on nothing.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think people say that. I think people say this about her because of East Bayou.
God's gonna get it all, guys.
I think they said it about her because of East Bayou.
Because when it says here from Free Agent Lifestyle that Meagan Good is not a wifey material, is that what you're saying?
I think they said it because of Eve's Bayou.
They
never let that go. Nobody ever let that go.
Oh, guys, come
It will be interesting to see the two who gets what is in the divorce.
God's going to get it all. God's
Jesus paid it all. Pastors have their own skeletons that they absolutely do.
human.
Devon Franklin is a TV film producer, author, preacher, television personality.
Preacher and minister, like I said, sounds the same.
That is what is wrong with Giselle today. I can agree with SoDeb. Thank you. I'm an Aries.
She's an Aries like me too.
Well, we got another Aries.
Okay, y'all know how to drink it. So my Aries is in here.
Devon will be remarried with children within 2 years. Give me Jeannie my advice.
First of all,
Not Jeannie mine.
oh
Wait,
my
which
God.
one of them is an Aries? Devon is.
And he has my same birthday, 4/13, baby.
I'm late coming in. Hadn't heard about this, but always gave me gay vibes. Like, the beard, just my opinion.
She seems like a beard.
No, he's talking about Devon. Gives him that.
Well, who's a beard?
Meagan Good was a beard.
What's a beard?
Basically, like a woman who dates a black, not a black man, a man to pretend like they're together, but he's really gay.
There's a term for that.
Yeah, it's called a beard.
Wowzer.
Basically, he's like, basically,
You know
Devon is
what?
like, basically,
But
Devon is on TV like, I'm married to Meagan Good, and after he's like, how you doing?
in his books.
How you doing?
You are so crazy, SoDeb. Okay, so like for me, I feel like they're right. Devon is going to turn around like Reggie Bush did on Kim Kardashian and get him a something like a Meagan Good and down. But I think they did great to keep all their problems within their relationship for the past 10 years. So I didn't see this one coming.
Yes, kind of like Star Jones and her ex-husband, Al Reynolds. LOL was a beard. That's very true. That is very true. She wasn't ready for being the first lady. It's sad about Meagan Good. It is sad, and I don't think. So this is the thing. A lot of people feel like there are people who are raised to be a first lady, but what kind of life is that? Like your whole life, your goal is to be a first lady. Like that means you don't want nothing but to be like a wife to someone and nothing else.
No, it's a lot more that goes. You got to watch. You need to.
I mean, I know you have to do all the praying and the spiritual stuff.
You got to put together committees.
But what happens if that's what your like? Let's say that's what your goal in life is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you meet this husband, and then this happens. They divorce you. Then what do you do?
Well, I mean, if you're a mega church, like most people, they try to fix it. They try to pretend. They might allow the pool guy to be the
until he gets tired of you, and then he lets you go. But then after he lets you go, then what? Like you should have more goals than just trying to be a first lady. I totally believe in that.
First of all, let's think about this because Erica London brings up this point. She likes a rough guy, so like a rapper. Would you want to see? Good? Yeah, would you want to see Meagan Good with a rapper, like one of the Migos? No, she's too classy. I mean, I
can see her with like a Lance Gross though.
Okay, I can see that. What about like an Idris Elba?
No, I can see it with like an Idris. Yes, I can see all that.
So you need her to be with somebody on a 90s vibe.
Yeah, Jamal said, I think she might be happy now. I think she's gonna be a lot happier now.
Oh yeah, she is.
First of all, this is supposed to be a kingdom marriage. What happened?
The kingdom broke up.
All the king's men and all the kings. They could put Humpty Bumpty back together again.
They said you got to help anymore.
Yes, it is Pink Dynamite. In some churches, it's a glamour role, and that's why a lot of people don't. A lot of women want that role. What the heck? Hold on. I thought I plugged this
up. She said, "Do what Jadelle." Pink Dynamite says, "Do what Jadelle does." You're lost.
But a lot of people, a lot of women or, men who date pastors or whatever, they don't look at it as they don't go through that spiritual stuff. They do it as a glamorous role because they love what the first lady or the first gentleman, the perks of it. It's no different from being like the husband or wife of a celebrity, honestly. If you have a mega church.
Girl, Miss, how do you say that? Avarelli? No.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm saying. So you're telling me even if you wait to have sex, your marriage still going to crumble? Listen.
Look, she makes a good point about that. Because I think it's interesting that they waited for up to a year to have sex after they got married, from when they met 2011 to June of 2012. They lasted up to 10 years. But I just think that their marriage views on finances and family was different.
Erica London said they were unequally yoked. She was healing from past relationships, and Devon became a rescuer.
That is an Aries thing. We will come in when we feel you, and we will help you, and we will get the egg on the face.
Meagan dated 50 Cent. Meagan Good needs to be by herself. Now, why she need to be by herself? No, but rougher than a Pastor Devon.
You never know. You about to give it to the Holy Spirit.
I mean, you should be want to be with a man who treats you right. I definitely agree.
He does treat her right. I think he treated her.
She does have to appear to be perfect. She does. I think honestly, when that whole thing happened with that dress, I think Megan was already like question. I think that's what started it for me.
Yeah, I'm sure she got a lot
Yeah.
for that, but because it was such on the mainstream, they literally had to make.
She's like, yo, I'm at work. Like, what if I was at McDonald's flipping burgers if I can't wear the apron?
Janae, I'm gonna tell you right now, SoDeb had the same attitude. Like, what? No, there's no way.
I mean, waiting to have sex is about not having sex. Cloud your judgment when picking a partner. I mean, waiting to have sex is about not having sex. Not having sex cloud your judgment when picking a partner.
I mean, this would be a great book for them, though, if they got back together.
Oh, well, he has a book called. Hold on, I meant to mention that too.
Corduroy. Is it Corduroy Joy?
No,
Corduroy. No. I apologize if I butchered your name. I'm used to getting my name butchered, as it is Ma'anale. But I've been drinking additional, so I apologize.
Where is the daggone thing? Give me 1 second so I can go back to that blog. Because they were questioning the title of his book and wondering, was that shade?
Not that they see. The thing is that the creeps on the other side of each headline is going to make up anything.
Yeah, but I mean, we have to address it,
That's true. We are in the field of innocence.
Now I can't even find it. Freak. It was something about free yourself or something like that, though.
So about the book that they wrote, it's called The Wait, a powerful practice for finding the love of your life.
No. He has a new book by himself.
Relationship. I know you have another book, but this book called The Wait had a long title because they were trying to say the powerful practice for finding the love of your life and the life you love about their relationship. So, you're kind of already predestining yourself that you're going to have a long relationship. And then here it is, you guys are going your separate ways. And all we get is that you guys have decided that moving forward in the future, it would be separately. Excuse me, guys.
Oh, the book is called Live Free. It says it's unclear if settling down and having children played any role in the divorce, but the title of Franklin's new book, Live Free, has definitely caused fans to speculate.
And when was this?
This article was put out yesterday or today.
Oh, shoot. I mean,
Yeah,
they did
today,
just get the news today, so.
at 12 o'clock at noon.
Wow.
I'm sorry, y'all. The comments are moving really fast. I love that they honor God in that way, but they are both human, and for whatever reason, felt to part ways.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So, Deb, the Wait Franklin co-wrote his second book, The Wait, with his wife Meagan Good. The book was released February 2016. Now I'm talking about the one he's called Live Free. That's his
Live
book
free.
by itself. Yeah.
Live free. I live free, Meagan.
I think him and Fantasia can collaborate. He was like, free yourself.
That's the theme song.
Protect Myself Energy AAC said, I think he has a path. He was excited to join. She was excited to join him on his journey, but now she wants to venture into places he isn't willing to detour his journey for. Not the same plan anymore. You
Now,
think that's fair?
let's think about this.
That's fair.
When she met him,
Mm-hmm.
he was what? He
I mean,
was executive director producing a film.
right.
So, and this is for Sony Pictures Entertainment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, all of my Meagan Good fans, I'm thinking she really thought this was going to be a great opportunity for her to be introduced to other roles.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because he's already part of producing these shows that she's already on. I'm sorry, Jumping the Broom was a hit. It was a nice hit. It had a lot of great actors on there, such as Angela Bassett.
But
So,
she did get introduced to a different role.
I mean, she was the Dyke sister.
The preacher's wife.
I thought she was the Dyke sister. I get you now. That would have been the next role. The preacher wife. That's a good one. Oh, that's good. She's the preacher wife. That's what he was going to be.
He was like, when he was like, same script, different cast, girl. Same script, different cast.
I'm going to help you with this movie that self coins.
Eric London said, Meagan is an independent type of woman who wants to live freely, and I so believe in that. I believe that. I so believe that.
Yeah, she's a Leo. She's ready to roam.
Yeah. She used to go to an SDA church in California. She is a free spirit and not to be tied down. And it honestly, it was a career move. I believe so. I think they really loved each other. Honestly, I really do think that. But I feel like when she could not be who she is, I feel like when you get into a relationship with someone, both people still should be able to be individuals, whether you are the pastor's wife or not. Because I mean, just like what if Meagan didn't have anything before she met him, and then he just divorced her? What would she have left?
Wait, say that again.
I'm saying, I feel like when you're in a relationship, you should be able to still be individuals. Like, you should still be able to have your career. I should be able to have my career, regardless whether you are the pastor or not. Now, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can't be like at the strip club or nothing like that, or like selling drugs or something like that. But her as an actress, I don't understand the mentality of people who don't understand that she was this before she met him. Mm-hmm. We knew of a Meagan Good way before we knew of a Devon.
Definitely, but Devon don't get it twisted. Devon was making moves behind the scenes.
I pray she's not ashamed as well. No, but we still knew of Meagan Good way before we knew of Devon. We knew what she did long before they had got together.
It's just that season. COVID is really making relationships test themselves. Think about it.
You know what? I agree with Jameson Jones. 9 years is a long time. They should be proud of that time. I agree with that. She would be like a Giselle. She doesn't have anything. She probably on Housewives of wherever she lives at.
She knows how to match, and she knows how to put clothes together, or she knows someone who does.
No. Tell her to check those taxes. I know that's right.
I hope she's head of household at her other home.
Huh?
I said I hope that she was claiming head of household at her other home.
Okay.
Check them taxes, boo.
Absolutely, because
So overall, if you would rate this divorce, 10 being they should have been done it, 0 being they were meant forever, what would you rate them?
I'm never going to say that they should have been done it. I think they did it at the time they should have done it. So I agree when they did it. I'm never going to say that they should have been done it.
I think they should have did it before they got married. Because now you're getting divorced, so it really doesn't matter.
Janae, she did because he's in Harlem. So yes, she did take a picture with cousin Skeeter. It said his name is what's his name? Something Richard. Robert Richard. I hate calling him cousin Skeeter.
First of all, never trust a man with 2 first names, let alone 3.
Robert Richard. Yeah. I believe they loved each other, but when you get married, two become one and should be heading in the same direction. She had to shrink herself to fit into his church lifestyle.
Preach, Erica. Preach.
And that don't work.
Hit the like button, guys.
Yes, he filed, and that's rare for men to do unless he's moved on, or she cheated, or betrayed a serious trust, or unless she wouldn't bow down.
Sometimes people do that to shake them up. Sometimes they do that not intentionally wanting to go through the whole process, just wanting to catch their attention. She probably could be just focusing on her work right now. Yeah. And he's probably like, I really need you here. And she's probably not listening because she's like, look, this is a great opportunity for me. You know, I've been by your side all these years. I've done here and there, but I'm not at all where I want to be.
I don't think that she had a choice. This is the thing the people don't understand about dating a pastor is always going to be branded as a Christian couple, period. Because that's going to come first.
And that's when Mary had a little lamb.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't Jesus' Mary.
And the 3 little pigs and with the one that cried, we all the way home.
He said, divorce! No, you gotta blow the whole house down.
I really think they both own their stance and understand why it just has to be this way. His faith and image, hers is career and individuality.
And it could be his faith and family, because he probably wanted to expand upon, being a father in God, being a head of household.
Her role in Harlem wasn't bad though.
No, well, I'm only on episode 3.
No, her role in Harlem wasn't bad at all. I mean, she was like the most PG-13 one.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe other people, like the actual show as a whole, because they were showing breast and all that stuff, maybe that might have been a thing, and he might have wanted her in that because of that. Because I feel like there's a lot of shade coming from her being in that show.
I mean, I think there's going to be shade from her doing anything in her field, because she is a beautiful woman. She doesn't have, any children. So she has the ability to be flexible with her time. And I feel as though that she's being criticized because she's married to a pastor, but they're overlooking them as individuals.
But I'm glad she doesn't have children, because it would make it harder for her to leave, like in her own personal space. Yeah. It
would make her so hard, because based off of her personality from seeing in interviews, she's really sweet. She's really, really like easygoing, and she's a cornball, guys. She's really silly. She likes to rap too, which is really interesting. But I can see her wanting to make it work because of the children and making another major sacrifice in her career.
Yeah. One day I will be a postal. Said some people, huh?
Nothing. I was just
some people do file but withdraw. Dr. Simone did that on Marriage Medicine, but they had a whole group of married couples to fight for them.
They did.
So unless they have that, I don't see that happening. Just being me, Sparks said, I thought Richard was being a little flirty when they were photo at an event a few days ago. I mean, she's single now.
Probably had already went through their separation and been separated. She's working on the set for, upcoming episodes or new shows that she's looking to, audition for. And I really feel as though that the pastor really, he really wants to be with her. I feel like he really wants to be with her.
I think that V makes a good point, and I'm gonna tell you, but I'm gonna flip it around though. V says he's not a pastor, though. No one would have known them that way if they had not introduced themselves that way. I think that this is just me saying this is not the views of everybody else, but he may have used her for that view because he knew that this would give him a platform to say, "Hey, I'm a pastor, or I'm a minister, or whatever. I'm a spiritual guidance person." And she did that for him. We knew who he was because of her.
And maybe he had a plan for his life.
Yeah.
And she was just there, like, she was just there to support that, and maybe it just got to a point where the support required her to not be able to do what she needed to do. And that was probably a compromise over time she probably didn't want to make.
I just couldn't see me going to date Meagan Good and thinking I'm going to change her life.
He mentions it plenty of times, like, my wife looks beautiful in whatever she wears. I'm not judging her by what she wears, because I think he even made that statement that we normally make when we supposed to go to church on Sunday. We like, I ain't got nothing to wear. Well, come as you are, And the problem with that is that people can't seem to accept her for that because she's such a big household name.
Mm-hmm. He said David Franklin is his brother is my pastor, and I grew up in this church, which is why I can confidently state Devon is not a pastor. That's just the image the world has of him. But that's what they were saying. For me, I remember that's what they said.
A lot of blogs, a lot of entertainment news stated that he was a pastor.
Pastor, yeah.
And had an issue, and that he was ministering, he was coaching spiritually. He had people that he was helping Christian wise.
Yeah. Because if he wasn't a pastor, then why would it be calling her a first lady?
Exactly.
Oh, people don't understand what a pastor is in the Adventist church. I think maybe they should have, but they had, how long together? 9 years?
9 years. Yeah.
They had 9 years. They had 9 years to clean that up. It never did.
So that, because if it's true that he wasn't a pastor, they would have been said, hey, he's not a pastor. And they do see them as a Christian couple.
Yeah. Can we see a sermon?
You don't have one now.
Yes, but it's not true. It's
not
true. He does ministry, but that's different than being a pastor in that church. But I knew he didn't have a physical church. I knew that.
Right. I knew that too. I didn't think that he had a church. I knew he went around the country speaking and being coaching in spirituality and selling his books, which I feel like it was a great plan for him to get out of the old job and get in front of the camera.
Right. But if the world believes that he was a pastor, and now all of a sudden, and I understand what you're saying, V, I'm not taking away from what you're saying, but if we all got that, why was that never cleared up? He's not a pastor. He does not have a church. He has never been to a seminary. Just because you preach on a pulpit doesn't mean you are a pastor. Listen,
this is 2021. Pastors spring up all the time, okay? You got it on TikTok. Check it out. The new day. They the new day. Okay? They ain't certification. They just been living life.
Listen to bring someone closer to what you believe is God's plan and is a beautiful thing. But if that someone begins to feel that your way isn't the way, that doesn't make either of you wrong. Absolutely. Devon is a minister. He doesn't pastor a church. A lot of the world uses those words interchangeably. It's true. They should have cleared that up and stopped pursuing her with a first lady title. Yes, because we all thought she was the first lady. We all thought she was the first lady, right?
First Lady Franklin.
We thought she was the first lady. I'm upset learning that she wasn't one.
She probably thought she was.
I'm just learning today. I'm today's years old, learning she wasn't even the first lady. He came and spoke at a church I attended, and he was a friend of the pastor I knew at SDA. He wasn't. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? He's speaking at churches. Ain't no pastor bringing nobody.
But people are clearing up after this divorce. But they could clear this a long time ago. And this probably would take the heat off of their relationship.
And off of them. Because imagine her having to live up to this whole thing. And she's like, but he's not a pastor.
Yeah. I mean, because honestly, people that preach at different churches are from what I know, are called apostles. Like they preach at different, they plan different churches.
Or deacons.
Yeah. You know, I just thought that's what it was. I never thought that. I'm learning this today. I thought he was a pastor that preached at different churches. That didn't have his own church because he know where to plant it at.
Yeah, but I'm sure you were introduced as a physician. Physician. Sorry, guys. As a physician. I did it again.
Let me see if this article even mentioned me in the past. Let's see.
He came to drop his book. And as a speaker, he's a speaker. You know what I mean? That's what he does. Hey, Ashley Marie Coleman. My daughter's name is Coleman. It's kind of cool.
He came to drop his book.
Plug. Future pastor. Future evangelist. Wasn't he listed as an evangelist at one point in time?
I don't know.
I swear. Pink, I don't think he's trying to control her. I think he either is trying to wake her up to say, hey, look, these are the things I'm demanding and I need out of my wife. And she's like, yeah, but I got this TV show I need to finish up with because it's paying me X amount of money. And that's a
Maybe we just all thought they were just a cute couple.
They were cute. They were. He was taller than her. They were about the same complexion. They were
Michael Jackson is here.
Oh! What up, Mike?
Thank you for coming out and gracing this show. We got to screenshot this so we know that Michael Jackson has been in the building.
Big time.
Michael Jackson thought, and we're not gonna argue with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson said, "I thought they were odd match. He seemed suspect." That's what Michael Jackson said.
That's the third suspect claim. He just he wants to feel important, guys. He's selling books.
Said he just likes to wear suits.
You're out here selling books.
He is a speaker. Is he a TED talker?
I'm done. Oh my God, I'm done. That's hilarious.
My name is Devon Franklin, and this is my TED Talk.
And by the end of this TED Talk, I'll be divorced.
Right. Meagan, did you push my books?
New book on how to survive divorce in the Holy Spirit.
Well, as ministers or just moving through the church world, although some of that stuff is religious handling your. I gotta do that.
It's so crazy.
Some of that stuff is religious. Handling yourself is important to keep your job too. Go to your. Meagan said a few years ago that she stopped going to the physical church because the church people were so judgmental of her. Well, what church was they going to? She was just on Drew saying she had decided she wanted a baby. I love you. I love you too. He said this isn't a good look. Just being me, Sparks. That is what I thought. She actually went on The Real and said that she said she was working out to get her mind body together, but they were saying the article was saying something about it. Y'all can go on to Love B. Scott and read the article. I meant to say that earlier. We can read the whole article, but they got into that a little bit. It's so good to see you laughing again, so dead. Thank you, Deborah.
He got me cracking up over here, guys. I cannot with him.
This is my TED Talk.
This is my TED Talk. I'll be selling books on hot off the press.
Look, check out my podcast.
I ain't gotta go nowhere no more. I can just I'm depressed because I'm separated from Meagan Good. And I'm writing a book.
Oh my God.
It used to be good.
Javon said church people can be the messiest and gossip before and after church. I can see them judging her and her having enough. She said that from the beginning.
Like they walk up to her. Oh,
but now I'm trying to figure out what church was they at.
I love your movies. Oh my gosh. And they get over next to Betty Lou. And can you believe what I heard she was wearing? That's the one thing I can't stand about church is that it really do be messy, guys. Like, Jesus, get some business. That's not mine.
Karanji said, yep, never a pastor, motivational speaker. They never said otherwise. Self-imposed pressure.
So I think what's happening here is that they literally let the world think whatever they wanted to think.
Yeah. And then it backfired.
You thought he was a pastor? He was up there doing this on the pianos.
He was on TikTok doing TikTok. And now
yeah, they're like, give me an A, give me a flat, give me a.
Can you hit E flat for me, please?
Right there. With his glasses on, because he just knew he was too cool for school. That's hilarious, bro. That's so funny.
They told us that God told them to be together. They better not tell us that God told them to divorce. Stop using the voice of God as the reason why they chose to get into a relationship.
Listen, not all the time is the voice of God the voice of God.
Or it depends on which one you're listening to. Misery loves company. Everybody say he's not a pastor. I've heard Meagan say she is not a pastor's wife, but once a message spreads, it's hard to connect. Yeah, I've never heard her say that. No one is staying together these days. People are selfish.
No, I don't think it's selfish. I think, with the reality of COVID, the reality of having to stay home, new ways of doing work, it really challenges your relationship. It really challenges you guys to really be able to stick it through thick or thin. Just imagine. I mean, they probably would have went on another 5-10 years if COVID didn't hit as hard as it did to make you kind of restart and revamp. Like, okay, maybe this isn't working because obviously the world is not working right now,
Meagan was like, I ain't out of this house. Y'all said y'all making a movie called Harlem, a show called Harlem, and I can audition for it, or you want me in the show? I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna see you in a minute.
Look, I'm catching the first flight to Harlem to give you the Harlem vibes.
The voice of God said, Meagan, go audition for Harlem.
That's true, Erica. The voice of God is our own projections. I agree with that. That inner man in you talking.
And it brings on the selfishness. I don't think this is wrong with that when it comes to your self-worth. Meagan got jobs.
Yeah, and she turns out
that's brought us out our true selves.
It's made it very clear that Mr. Devon Franklin will go running to file for divorce the moment things ain't looking in his direction. I wonder if he prayed on it.
After I found out that Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, anything is possible.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when you found out that Kim Kardashian became famous with no talent, I mean, that was.
Well, I mean, listen.
I mean, she literally got pushed over by Paris Hilton's fans so they could take pictures with Paris Hilton. It's crazy.
Paris Hilton is really making a comeback too, though.
We're gonna have to save that tea for Saturday.
Have you seen her show on Netflix?
I'm not really a Paris Hilton fan in that way. But I do know she's tried music.
Has she?
With the thugs.
Pink Diamond said this pandemic is destroying a lot of relationships, or maybe just open people's eyes.
First, yeah, that's what to say. Meantime, we have to really put the responsibility back on them and not put it on COVID because COVID is doing its job. Okay, it is
Yeah.
a bacteria that is required to do what it's supposed to do and create more bacteria and get
Once
people
you get vaccinated, it takes everything out. The bad relationships, the COVID.
COVID came to remove the problems. Okay, I'm just rambling. But the point is,
They said they did counseling, and counseling probably helped them get out of that relationship.
they
Enjoying
needed.
you both. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you,
Butterfly.
got my Aries woman.
Who knows why they split, but I wouldn't assume they didn't try. I don't think they did. I think they tried.
Oh, they wrote like 4 books together. They definitely tried. They probably tried to write a book over the. They probably tried to write a book. Oh, she was one of her groupies.
Lisa said, "Girl, you have had too much wine, tripping. I respect the fact that they loved each other enough to do their individual dreams without bitterness. Black couple maturity, praying for them."
Thank you, Lisa, for acknowledging what I've been telling you guys all night. I've been drinking.
What about Ben and Jen?
What about them?
I don't know.
Exactly.
We knew that wasn't working when it started.
I thought that relationship was a little suspect.
Was Ben a pastor?
Oh my God. I don't think I could have followed him. If you've ever seen couples retreat,
Yes.
I would have never followed his ass.
What was it? One thing about a separate pull off the sheets or something like that. COVID was bringing out the truth.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Hi guys, watching from Guyana. Hey.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm late, so why he divorced her? She was for the street. We don't know the real reason. We're just giving our opinions on why
they have decided to move forward in their future separately, but they will always be connected in love.
And Ty is absolutely right. We learned this today. Meagan is not a pastor's wife. She is a author's wife.
Wife. She's a pastor's light. Pastor's light.
You can love, but being trapped in the house with the 24 hours a day makes you come to. So I can wipe my eyes up.
Some realities. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Oh yeah.
24 hours a day will make anybody go crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta literally sleep next to that person through the snoring, the slobbering, the itching, the farting. You don't know what's up with Devon when he's not in his suits, okay?
He's writing the books and making the movies.
And that's why it's being divorced, because he's like, you know what? I cannot pay.
She's like, what do you do?
A true Aries. What is it that you do? He's like, I'm about for this divorce and you don't know.
You want to start a lawnmower service? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You trying to breed dogs now? What?
Oh my God. You got me over here crying so damn. Stop right now.
They're like, hey, oh Meagan, who's your boyfriend? This is Devon. What does he do? I can't even tell you. He does so many damn things. He's an entrepreneur.
He always available. He can talk to the near you. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, man. Y'all want to know what I'm sipping tonight? This is not an advertisement either. I am sipping. So I am Liddy. Okay. He said escape taught me everyone cheats. Yeah.
Everybody cheats. Yeah.
And she's like, "What are you doing, Devon?" "I'm reading the word."
Are those the words that you're writing?
Hard, but he's really reading Twitter. Get a new content for his new book. Hashtag Devon says. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, all right, let me get
Ty said she's gonna regret losing him. She wants to have fun. There's nothing out here. I don't think she's gonna regret losing him.
Definitely nothing out here.
I think he's gonna regret losing her.
She's on a whole different caliber of nothingness that she can
Yeah.
find that has something. Okay.
She gonna turn on Beyonce to the left, to the left.
She'd be like, "And remember when
I
I
have another you in a minute."
I kept all my receipts.
Okay.
Eased by me, eased by you, kept me eased by me. What did he say? They both have regrets. I mean, in
I don't feel like that Megan's gonna have that many regrets.
they may still be boning each other, you know.
Make
She
sure
might have found herself.
if y'all are new here, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you turn on notifications and subscribe to the channel. We have fun like this on Saturday mornings as well.
Well, soon to be what?
1 o'clock. We are changing the time. But yes, make sure y'all make sure if you haven't already. Let's see. The only scriptural grounds for divorce is infidelity, or those sex scenes considered cheating. If that's what got her out of there, hey.
Happy day. Listen, he's not a pastor. He abides by none of those rules.
Absolutely. He abides by the books that he wrote.
And the Twitter hashtags.
Not the Twitter hashtags. Not the Twitter hashtags.
Listen, he's trying to be a trending topic this week. Okay? Pick out a couple books to sell.
Tiffany Monroe said, "Thanks for standing up for the women." Absolutely. Jennifer said, "He is going to ask spokesman for the wait a minute."
Wait, spokesman for Grindr? He's not gay.
Profile before you know it.
Like he gonna put his book up there.
Thank you, Ty, for subscribing. Happy day. Yes, they are. She is touching another man. I don't think she's touching another man. I think she just wants to go back to her career.
She touching them men. She want to touch them films. Okay.
She said, she wants to touch that paycheck. Her paycheck.
She said, "I married Devon to be in the role as a preacher wife,
not to be a preacher's wife." And then I found out I wasn't even a preacher's wife. He casted me for a role that wasn't even real.
Right. He definitely casted her well. He said, "You got to marry me in order to get this role." And it been promised her. She had the little carrot. Like, it's gonna happen.
She is living in her truth on that show. Devon can't handle it. And if you read how he wrote that message, that's what it sounds like. Lee said, "I think the market is harder for Black women. Being beautiful and successful doesn't guarantee much. See all the beautiful and successful Black women who are getting cheated on, etc." Absolutely.
But you know,
and Meagan has been there for a very long time. I think she did a very good job. Even in this marriage, you didn't hear any scandals out of it. They did a good job with that marriage.
Especially being a high-profile marriage, you know,
yeah,
a relationship that
they were a very beautiful couple. I believe that.
Hits in movies.
Yeah, I don't think she's with someone. I am a lesbian wife.
The closest I'm gonna get to a pastor stage is a TED Talk, and we gonna pray.
People keep saying that scene in Harlem is what did it for him to make him foul. I wonder if she didn't prepare him for it beforehand. Being married, I do wonder why she didn't modify that scene, because that's her job.
That's her job, and she has it. And then also she made it very clear that she's not going to put herself in one of those type of predicaments if there isn't a better end of the end. Like there's no lesson that's learned. there's no information. She's never just going to put herself into a position to where she's looked at in that light, and that's where it stays.
Yeah, because that's going to stop her, them calling her for different jobs.
And how else are you guys
And I
going to
mean, honestly, at this point, he's not even a pastor, so it doesn't even matter.
Oh, it really doesn't matter if she's
Right.
he's just a speaker.
Right. Like, what am I going to compromise your book sales?
He's pastor life.
Right. In this generation, there are too many options. That's what destroying relationships and marriages. Everyone thinks that grass is greener on the other side. I think her grass will be greener on this other side.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Very much so, like myself, I did not see a greener grass. I saw a plot of land, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put in that time and that effort to make my grass green.
Yeah. Hey, Amy J. Hey, I'm late, but I'm so sad. She's been doing things like that. Exactly. It ain't nothing new. It's only getting attention because they are divorcing. Exactly. Exactly. She was an actress before she married him, and he knew that, and we all knew that.
And he definitely knew that.
He did. That's probably why he wanted her.
And that's why she wanted him, because he was the executive producer on Sony.
Jamal said, the scam of it all.
And it proceeds.
Meagan, watch the show first and then make your decision, Devon. Did she almost toss his salad? Divorce.
First of all, I've seen that scene, and she had the same look I would have had. This is the first time. No.
You don't marry your crush.
I don't know. There's a lot of people from my high school years that did, and they're still married.
I think they were just cute together. People loved it. I never thought there was. I never thought there was like this great match. I thought they were cute together. She was cute. He was fine. Or she was beautiful. He was fine.
Zendaya and the new Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
Yeah. No, they just look good.
Yeah.
Everything that looked good ain't good together.
That's good chemistry.
Oh my God, I really enjoyed this.
You guys' comments is hilarious. First of
all, I had a mad crush on my first husband.
That's why he was your husband.
V, I'm with you. He's a good guy. We all know how that plays.
He's the one that filed, though.
Yeah, because he's a good guy. I'm surprised they never had.
The Lord said that I must file this divorce decree.
Ty, that's what we've been talking about. We're trying to figure out that may be the reason why this is happening.
Definitely.
They haven't had kids. It's the entertainment industry that's destroying marriages, but they're in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, like he was an exec when they first met.
Protect My Energy AC said, all jokes aside, the dissolution of marriage is a sad thing. Absolutely. Hope they both make peace with their choices. Well, from what the article says and from what they have both said is that it's a peaceful divorce, and they're going to move on. But that's what the blogs say.
Yeah, we're in the beginning of it because we might see the hood of Santa Clarita come out of Meagan Good.
We don't know if there was a prenup.
Or did his pastor. I can't even say it. If he starts asking for more of his pastor income, she's probably pissed.
And we don't even know if they have a prenup. He had to divorce her before 10 years in California, so she can't get half.
Of his
half of wouldn't he want half of what she had? Maybe I don't know.
Let's be real. When he
think he has more than she has?
Yeah, he was the top exec at Sony.
Oh, okay.
Money.
Bump the PR statement. I'm talking about the real life. Okay. You are telling the truth. To Sonya. Marriage isn't the same. Entanglements exist. Meagan is about to snap. Men have always been cheaters. It's nothing new. It's just that women used to not have the option to leave for many reasons, especially financially. Well, he left her. But I mean, if that's true, if he has more money there, that may be true. Maybe that's why he left, within the 10 years. I think that baby had a lot to do with it, though. Hopefully, Megan has enough of her own money that she doesn't need half of Devon's money. I don't think that Megan is needing her money. Megan been working since you said she was like 6, right?
Since she was 4. She's
4.
she's been doing movies and entertainment as an actress since 4.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure cousin Skeeter's on his way back to the streaming services pretty soon.
I'm sorry, but when you about to release this back to the streets, it's about to be a problem.
A problem? Okay.
Problem.
Megan definitely has her own money. Devon got money. What, baby? He wanted children, and I think she procrastinated on it because she wasn't ready. She said she raised monkeys. She didn't want to raise a baby yet. That's what she said.
You even get dogs first?
No, she actually had monkeys.
That's crazy.
Like in real life.
That's crazy.
But I mean, why would you want somebody to be a mother who's not ready to be a mother?
That too, because she'll have a lot of resentment. And that was probably one of their major conversations, because I know they conversated before they decided to divorce.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
She's in California, so money ain't long out there. Well,
I don't know.
A whole problem. Megan still wants to play.
I definitely agree.
But I don't think Megan's gonna have I think she's gonna have a real. First of all, Harlem was a hit, so we know season 2 is coming. And I think now that she's able to do more stuff, we'll see her a lot more.
Definitely will.
Now, Devon they're gonna figure out why he left Megan. That's gonna be his problem. They should have got the surrogate. They should have gone the surrogate way and hired nannies. That would have made it easier on Megan.
No.
Yeah,
I can see Megan not being all in, hands in with her children, especially since she took such a major step back when she got into her marriage with her husband and really supported him and tried to be there for him. So I don't think that she should have went any route than what she went. She wasn't ready, and there shouldn't be no woman forced to be having kids when they're not ready, because there's enough kids out here in the hood with these families, or even in foster care with some families that aren't really supposed to be parents.
And just think about this, like that's what happens with a lot of these men. They have these women have babies, and the men ain't ready, and then they're trying to have being a single mother. And she doesn't want to do that. Like I think I think she chose her.
Imagine how she would feel if she had children going through this divorce.
Yeah,
she'd been like, "What was
she probably would have stayed longer."
She probably would have tried to work it out.
Yeah. Protect My Energy AC said, and it's because she took that role in Harlem. I don't care. That's what it was. And you can't cage a lion, and you can't stop the sun from shining.
She's a sweetheart, guys. You guys got to really understand.
Jameson said, well, at least he didn't have a outside baby on her.
That's true. He gave that much respect. I give it to him.
Yeah. That shows that they really loved each other for real.
Yeah.
Because her ovaries are going to stop working. He was probably boring.
Probably.
The entertainment industry is extremely hard on marriage, especially Christian.
They definitely are.
Thank you guys, Butterfly, for the super chat. I have to go. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a good night. Happy holidays. She probably wants to have fun instead of Bible meetings every night.
I mean,
I can definitely see that.
But she ain't trying to be in between no books. On some books.
I can definitely see that.
I can see her trying to try out new acting roles.
You like a nun.
Come here, passing like.
All right, we wrap this up. You got more.
That's all I got.
I really enjoyed this. This was a really good conversation.
It definitely was fun, funny, and it had a lot of speculation because, again, it just broke a few hours ago. So we will find out more as the week progresses. And I think we'll touch more on this on Saturday for the Saturday morning brunch group. Yeah,
absolutely. So, guys, make sure you check us out on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have changed our time. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Tell them where they can find you.
Oh, yes. So you can find me on Instagram at Maanale all day. And you can also find me on Facebook at just type in Maanale, and four of them will pop up. Just pick the first two. I'm on all of them. So thank you guys so much. I have been drinking with you guys. If you're drinking, thank you for indulging with me. If not, it's okay. I'm drinking for you. And so, Deb, I really appreciate this evening. It's been amazing to sit here and just kick it with you like we would do if we were just here together. So it's great to have you to give me this platform to be able to talk to you guys and to kick it with you, of course.
You know, I'll be like, come on live with me.
You definitely do. Like, come on. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to talk about. Let me do some research. Sure.
So, guys, you know, you can find me everywhere at SoDebNair. That's everywhere on all social media platforms. If you can't find me, Google me. You also, if you guys have not already subscribed to this channel, please stay on my side. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notifications. Make sure you turn on all. Like the video, share the video, comment below if you are tuning in late. Also, well, we wait for that because I'm about to change all that stuff. But we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys another day.